Modern Skein podcast. I almost forgot what we were doing. Hope you're having a great start to your day. That's the intro to the Instagram Live.
Hope you're having a good start to your day today, too.
Maybe it's
I don't know when you're watching this.
Yeah, it might be nighttime. Who knows? Welcome to the Modern Skein podcast. My name is Sharon Graff, and I'm the owner of the Modern Skein, which is a yarn shop here in Montgomery, Texas.
And I'm Becky, store manager at the Modern Skein.
I need to drink more of this. So hello, welcome. I'm drawing an absolute blank. I don't know why. It's kind of a weird deja vu-y episode because we filmed, I was gone last week. So right before I left, we went ahead and pre-filmed the podcast so we could keep on our regular schedule. And then something happened. Well, something happened when the filming because the phone glitched out.
Yeah.
We had a lot of issues there. And then when we tried to download it, it didn't work. We tried the cloud. We tried uploading and downloading and airdropping and emailing, all the different things, and it was gone. So it's like it wasn't gone. I could still see it on my phone, but the file was like somehow corrupted. So, fingers, toes, and everything crisscrossed that this one goes on YouTube just fine. So if you're watching this, it all worked out. Yes. Don't mind my hair. It's, one of those days where I was running out the door. So after literally running at CrossFit, it was just a quick little cold blow dry and out the door because that's all I had time for.
Yeah, my hair's still partially wet, so.
I mean,
apparently we got that memo today.
Yeah, it's like 100 degrees out and I feel like 100% humidity. So, it's just the hair's going to do what it's going to do.
Yes.
As you can see, we are both wearing knits. I did just pop this over my actual shirt today, so don't mind that. But, because this is going to come off. I'm a little warm, not going to lie. Yeah. But I have a finished object. I actually have two.
I have one, but that's the benefit, I guess, is we have all these FOs today.
Yes.
Refilming.
Yes.
So, I feel like you got to jump in with this. Or that.
I'm going to start with this, and then we'll get to this. But first off, so while I was gone, I did finish my the shift cowl.
Yes.
There's so many shifties, and all that stuff. So this is actually not actually going to be a store sample, but this is going to Josh Redstag Fiber. This is his yarn. I mean, if you want to come in the shop the next couple days, it'll probably be here, but then it's going to go to its forever home. This is out of the Cottage Sock base in the colorways Aberdeenshire, English, Antique Rose, and French Waistcoat. And for the most part, I followed the color switching. I just had mine A, B, and C. Switched when she said. I'll say with the exception of no, I did that. Actually, yeah, I think here I was supposed to keep using the blue, but I'd already used the blue for like 2 sections, so I wanted to come back to the brown, and so I just kind of went along. Yeah. And I think you're supposed to do a 2-tone bind off in I-cord, and I really just wanted to get it done. So, ta-da! But there it is. Shift by Andrea Mowry, or Shift Cowl by Andrea Mowry. Yes. It is technically written in a sport weight yarn, which you could easily do. It also works in fingering.
Yep.
I did personally just size down because I know that's what I need to do for her patterns anyway. And, yeah. You want to talk about your finished object?
Sure. I've got socks.
Yay!
So I finished off my second sock. This is the Sakura sock pattern. It should be releasing, it's either this week or the beginning of next. Yeah. I lost where I was going with that one. But
it's a cute sock.
It's a cute sock pattern. It's designed by Emma Janet of Bloom.Create. Really cute, kind of just consistently changing sock. So you've got the color change for the cuff, and then you go into doing some like little lace bits, some color work, which it is super manageable color work. So if you haven't tried color work in socks, this one is a great one because there's not big floats, which I feel like is the struggle in sock color work.
And there's not like a huge chunk of it. Sometimes they're all over color work, you know, and that's just a nice little bit.
Just a little bit there. More lace, and then just kind of a nice, there's a bit of ribbing along the top of the foot. I don't know if it's going to show up, but maybe.
I like socks that have that. They fit better on my foot, personally.
Yeah, the foot of this fits so nicely. The leg fits really nicely as well. They fit nicely. I don't know why that was, okay.
Words, man. Coffee.
Yep.
You know,
but
the things.
This was some sock squad yarn from Farmer's Daughter Fibers. But, yeah. They obviously still need to have some ends woven in. Or just tucked in. We'll see.
It's fine.
It's not like I need hand knit wool socks for a few more months. So, yeah. That's my FO. Woohoo!
So, hair flip. This is my other FO. I'm going to show you guys. I finished my Easy V by Caitlin Hunter.
So
good. I really love the fit of this. So it's a very relaxed sweatshirt kind of fit. I like the length. I can tuck it up in my jeans, which is honestly how I'll probably wear it. So, ta-da. I know a lot of people, when I've posted about this, they're like, oh my gosh, yours looks so good because it doesn't fall off your shoulders. This is, yes, it is a V-neck, but it's a very shallow V, and it is not wide. I don't have super wide shoulders. I have, I'll say, I don't have narrow shoulders. I have normal shoulders. I don't have big shoulders or small shoulders. They're just average. There's my shoulders right there, you know, the end of it. I guess technically up here. But, I mean, I could force it, but it's not going to fall on its own off the shoulder. So you could make it one shoulder if you wanted to, but you'd have to actually do it.
Yeah.
What did I do? So this is supposed to be 3 colors that you alternate. I chose 4. So I just kept the pattern. So I go light gray, blue, black, light gray, and then when you picked up, I picked up with the blue, the black, and just repeated that color option. I have plenty left over of each of the colors. I could have repeated more or not, but this is the color patterning I chose, and I like it. So my color work here is all Dapple by Brooklyn Tweed in the colorway Natural, Plinth, Cosmos, Anchor. And then this is the main body color, which is Duo by Sandnes Garn, right here, in the colorway Ochre. So it is truly like a soft yellow. It is not a camel color. I know in some of the first pictures, the lighting kind of was weird and it looked camel-y, but it's grays, blacks, and blue, and yellow. The sleeves are nice too because, I mean, it is a bit of a, I mean, my armpit's kind of up here, so it's a dropped armpit there. And then the sleeves are just knit straight down, no decreasing until you get down, so you have kind of a balloonish sleeve. This is actually to gauge of the pattern. For me, of course, personally, I did have to size down needle sizes to get gauge. That's just me because I knit looser. But overall, it was very easy. I would say if you're looking for a pattern to have color work but have very short floats or not be intimidated, it's a very simple repeat. Yeah. It would be a great one for your first color work in a sweater. Actually, honestly, I feel like this would be a good first sweater. especially if you've done color work before. Let's say you've done color work in shawls or cowls.
Yeah.
And you've just never done a garment. I feel like this is a very approachable first garment.
I think honestly, I mean, it's not even hard. Like the setting up that mock like V-neck is a little bit finicky to get started, but once you understand what's happening, I think and the description is very straightforward.
Because you've got stitch markers basically in the middle and in the back, and then what might throw people off is she has like your shoulder, and then you have some straight stitches where you don't increase, and then your shoulder. Think of this as just like a really wide 15 stitch, I think, raglan or space between your stitches.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if you can get through this, although I have seen a few people, because they're like, I do not want a V-neck of any sort, cast on the amount that you are needing, and then just work in round. Yeah, and then this first increase here, or not increase, but before you start the color work, do one extra round and increase to the amount of stitches you need for your size. Equally spaced.
Yeah.
Then it would be more like a circular yoke.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to change it up. But yeah. And another tip, if you're like, oh, maybe my stitches were really loose or anything else, and this ends up being too big for your neck that you don't like, go to your local sewing store. It's not saying a yarn store is not going to carry it. We don't carry it, but some yarn stores that are more crafty oriented might also have it. But you need to get the very fine, almost like beading elastic. Sometimes they'll sell it to put in the top of socks. Or for sewing, but it almost looks like fishing line, but it's stretchy, and you just kind of like pick up every other stitch here and then tighten it up, tack it down, and then you have that elastic to tighten it back in. I've done that on several people who have like very small shoulders, very narrow shoulders, and they need it big enough to get, over your head or whatever, but they don't want it falling off, and so we do that, and it tightens it right up. So yeah, always an option. I'm gonna take it off now.
That's fair.
All right, why don't you show yours?
Excellent. So I am also working up an Easy V, because matching sweaters for DFW.
Yes.
So I'm using the same yarns, just in different colors. Obviously, I have not made it nearly as far as Sharon has, especially at this refilming stage where it's done. But this is mine. I've got that collar is done. I'm working into the third color of my color work. I am only using 3 colors in my color work. Just kind of, that's the way the cookie crumbled. Or that's the combination I liked. So. Yeah. So yeah, this is Duo again. I think this is Warm Brown.
It's Warm Brown. Which is out of stock, of course.
Yes. Sorry. But we have lots and lots of Duo options, which we will show you in a little bit. And then Brooklyn Tweed Dapple is my contrast colors. I'm using Verdigris, which is one of the new colors. We are currently out of it. We do have the really pretty periwinkle and petal colors, though. Which would just be so good.
Yes.
Chef's kiss. Medallion is my golden color here. And then this is Currant, that really deep. It's hard to tell because it's such a small little bit of it.
It's
like a brown burgundy purple.
Yeah. It's like it's darker than a wine burgundy. It's got more of a purple, but it's not a grapey. It's got brown. It's a yummy color.
So, yeah. I have been, casting on and knitting all of the things. So, this one's gotten put to the side. Hello. This is Surrey. Just strolling on in.
Yep. Okay. So, that's the end of our finished objects.
Yes.
if you follow us on Instagram, you know that I several weeks ago posted all my 19 whips. So my goal really before yarn trail is to work through as many whips as possible. If you're not familiar, yarn trail starts what's it, the 25th, 26th?
26.
I don't even remember at this point.
Put together enough flyery things that I've got it memorized. 26th through the 4th.
Yes, so August 26th through September 4th. It's a big blowout deal. It's all the shops in the greater Houston area, Galveston, all that fun stuff. We do a big yarn crawl.
Yes.
So getting prepped and ready for that. And of course, just all the new patterns coming out for fall. It's like, I need to get through some of these whips. So if you got 86th, and
I have another FO I get to show. So
oh,
sorry.
Yes, you do. Well, pause on that. Anyway, I'm working through my whips. So I have a couple that I'm going to show you. And then I did cast off 2 things. So I cast on 1. I feel like that's fair. I also got rid of a couple that I just wasn't going to finish. So, and now I have cat hair in my mouth.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. Show your other finished
Yeah,
object.
you said fall patterns, and I was like, wait a minute. I did one of those.
And now it's out, so you can show it.
Yeah. This has been one that I had to hide away until last week. But this is my Alpenglow.
It looks so good.
I love it. Especially the floof section. So Alpenglow got released last week. This is Andrea Mowry's Rhinebeck sweater pattern for the year. I ended up testing. There's a nice little end we're going to pretend doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't.
I ended up testing the Alpenglow 2, the technically like the men's version, so slightly different like scale of like yoke depth and just shape for a wider frame, but it fits great. It's a little bit oversized on me, which is wonderful.
Just like looking at it, it reminds me more of like the unisex sweatshirt kind of jumper.
That's definitely
style.
Like how it fits. Yeah, and it's also pretty long. If you like see a lot of the samples of the first like Alpenglow 1, it's much more of like a waist length, kind of a cropped fit, depending on the knitter who decided to add length or not.
Yeah, and where your waist is. I mean, some
Yeah.
people you got a long waist, some people
Very
don't.
true.
So,
But yeah, so I used the original yarns that were called for in the pattern. So it's dyed in the skein and some spin cycle that I had stashed away a while ago. And then it's got the like cashmere silk floof. So I just sit here and
pet it.
So
if you're wanting to knit this from yarn from the shop,
Yes.
we are fully stocked in all the colors of, name just went on my head, Andorra from Kelborn Woolens.
yes, lots of great options.
Fantastic options for this. I also would recommend the Castle Surrey from Red Stag as a good option, unless you wanted to use mohair. Otherwise, use mohair double-stranded.
Yep.
But the Surrey from Red Stag Fiber, it makes a great option instead of the, what is that, plumage? Plume. And if you're looking to do a mock fade in your kind of that spin cycle fade-ish thing, you can use the Earth Unique Fingering would be a great substitute. You could also just do a different color of sport weight yarn. We still have some pashmina sport weight as well. You could mix in there for a little extra luxe. We have we still have at the moment 2 things of Moondrake Sport We have Nest. Actually, Nest would be a fun option for using as your contrast because it has the black webbing.
So you get some of the, I feel like sometimes the spin cycle, the texture of it. It's the same way I think that for the easy V's that we're doing, like
The Dapple.
the Dapple works so nicely because you got the texture.
You could honestly use Dapple.
Sure could.
And then we have Red Stag Fiber Sport in like 10 colors-ish. Yeah. So, yeah. You could definitely do any of those options. I really like the idea of using Nest now as your contrast. That would be really cool. We'll probably put some palettes up on Instagram for that or Dapple.
Nice.
I know Dapple's technically a DK, but it's close enough. I mean, Spin Cycle itself has that thick, thin, hand spun-esque look to it. So that would be a fun option as well. Okay. Thanks. Moving on to whips. So like I said, I've been trying to work through some older whips. You know, I have to work so much a day or just little goals. So I busted out my Sunday morning wrap. This was a great actual trip knitting because it's just, I don't want to say it's a boring knit. It's not boring because you have little twisted rib sections, but it's just a very social knitting, car knitting, plain knitting type item. So I've done 1, 2, I'm working on the 3rd out of 5 sections. So I'm over halfway done. I am using Kelborn Woolen Scout. That's my arm that just popped. In the navy colorway. We are fully stocked, by the way, in all the Kelborn Woolens colors, in multiple sweater quantities. Yes. So if you are looking for it, by the way, if you want to do the Sunday morning wrap, you just need 3 skeins of Scout.
Good.
So it's a big, cozy shawl for not a lot of output. Highly recommend this, especially, like I said, you know, if you want to do, that makes a great fall, well, it makes a good Christmas gift, honestly, if you have someone knit-worthy. But it also makes just that good, cozy fall shawl to add to your wardrobe, and easy knitting. So, love that. You got some whips?
Oh, I've got a lot of whips. I finished my roses last night.
Oh, yay!
I finally got to break my 3rd color in this one, which, hooray! It's a tangled mess, but here we go. So this is my Buffalo Rose pullover. Try and unfurl so you can really see a full rose bloom. It's this really pretty gingham background with really vibrant colorwork roses on top of it.
That's so nice.
Yeah, this is one that's it's kind of a beast. It's a little bit of a labor of love. Just I feel like that's the case whenever it's 3-color work. I love 3-color work and the way it looks. It looks so good. It's just you got that extra bit of managing threads. And I'm, you know, there's some decently large floats back here, but
there are some big floats.
Yeah, I might go back through and do some little tacking down before I actually start wearing this. But
it's also non-superwash, right?
It is.
So that's going to help kind of just the friction of and warmth of wearing it anyway will kind of help.
Yeah.
Not like totally felt them, but give them a little more stick to each other.
They'll Velcro to their neighbors.
Yes, exactly. That's a good way of putting it.
So, yeah. This is by Casey Knitting Co. Yeah. I believe this pattern comes out in another, like, month. So, nice. I'm almost done with the chart now. It's just back to a little bit of 2-color work for, like, maybe another 15 rows. And then I get to go to just solid stockinette. And I'm very excited.
Yes. That'll be a nice break. And it'll go faster.
Yes. So, there's that one. Woo. This would be gorgeous. Speaking of Scout, this would be so good in Scout. You'd get the gorgeous, like, that rustic kind of non-superwash. And I feel like it would soften up so good.
I mean, you could use any color for the roses, but strawberry heather would be so pretty for like a rose colored.
Yeah.
That would be good. Or the wisteria for that soft purple.
Yeah.
Orchid.
There's another tester that has finished hers, and she did it like charcoal and a light gray with a vibrant red rose, which we have that like scarlet heather. So
I was just thinking if you did
really beautiful
graphite and light gray, and then did either the orchid or the scarlet, that would be really pretty. Yeah. Or you could just do it in like white roses and then the black and charcoal, and it'd be very Schitt's Creek. And I hope YouTube doesn't think I just said a bad word. You know. Ew, David.
As in the TV show. Yeah. Ew, David.
Ew, David. Love that journey for you. Anywho.
Well, I'm going to put this baby. Let's see how many
more references can we make?
Yep. I mean, I'm just going to say already, this is very much in David's color palette.
Yes.
So
it's also my color palette. So yes. This is my festival sweater by Petite Knit. You may have seen a while back the reel where I had knit all the way pretty much to separating for sleeves and realized I was completely off gauge and ripped the whole thing out. I have sized down needles since then, and I'm keeping a check on my gauge, and it is working out great. So this is one that my goal for this week is getting it to sleeve separation again. I am using actually the original colors in the pattern, which is the whipped cream, which unfortunately is still out of stock. Just checked again. And then the Sailor in the Dark. Is that what that's called? Yes, Sailor in the Dark.
Navy.
It looks black, but it truly is a dark navy. That being said, we still have the gosh, I can't think of the name of it, but it's like slightly warmer than the whipped cream, like more of a beige. That would be really pretty.
There's kit.
It looks like kit, but they don't call it kit. I don't remember what it is, but we have a lot of the Petite Knit colors in the Double Sunday.
Yes,
available, including Sailor in the Dark, the orange, the banana. Banana would be fun if you like a yellow sweater. That'd be fun.
Great. And croissant. And like, do you like the light cream? Yeah.
That would be real fun. You could even, if you have like a lot of DK weight scraps, because the contrast rows don't take very much, so you could just do a different color for each one. Do like black and pop all the colors. That would be fun. Or if you had a bunch of neon like minis in fingering weight, just hold them double and do it.
Be cute.
That would be super cute. Also, don't panic. It's not a bobble. It gives the look of a bobble, but you're not doing a bobble. So it's a very easy, fun new stitch to do. So highly recommend it. And this is definitely going to be in my wear it multiple times this fall wardrobe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Another whip. Whip-tastic.
So I got this separated for sleeves this weekend. So this is my Briar and Bramble. This is a test knit for Caitlin Hunter. It's a really fun textured raglan sweater. So it's got a staggered bamboo stitch all throughout most of the body and these really wide ribbed raglan sections. And you intentionally do your short rows and like the section right after your collar in stockinette, not the texture. so that you can go back and add embroidery. So there's some nice little pockets on the top of like my shoulder caps and like along the back side that I'm thinking I'm gonna go for like a daisy.
That would be cute.
Inspired kind of, so I'll do like all white embroidery since this is that bright kind of center of a daisy golden color. Yeah, so
super cute.
I'm getting there. It'll go faster now that we're in smaller sections.
Always.
Yes.
Okay. Another older whip that I'm busting out is my Seriously Holy wrap. Now this I have a goal to be done by Yarn Trail for sure, which I think I can do that because I'm over halfway done.
So good.
So this is the Seriously Holy wrap by Stephen West. Where's my stitch marker? Oh, popped through. You can see my progress keeper. I did all of this in like 4 hours. So if I buckle down, I can get it done.
Yeah.
So this is an all over brioche, beautiful shawl. I am using the colorway Pheasant by Hedgehog Fiber as my forward color, and the fluffy is a Flame by Ching Fiber. Of course, we have tons of Melted Baby Surrey right now, and still have a decent amount of Hedgehog, but you can use any fingering weight yarn, honestly, and it would be gorgeous. If you're a brioche lover, this is a it's not a hard brioche pattern at all. There's not like anything super difficult.
Yeah.
But it's a really nice, fun, kind of slightly challenging because it's kind of simple, and then you have a big decrease increase row, and then simple, and then big. So it's a fun one for sure. I do enjoy it. This is going to sound really weird. I get bored with brioche. It's too simple for me.
I feel like it's like once you get really comfortable with it, it's like super meditative, and
Yes.
it's like that's not what, like, if you're not wanting to relax into your knitting and you want like that like kind of engaged, like to be engaged by it, like that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, because like I don't need to, honestly, I don't even have to look at the pattern because I just know what I need to do, and so yeah, I get bored. Anywho,
Yes.
it's a great one. Got time for one more whip.
Yes. We're gonna go for this guy because this was the one that we talked about last time. Because this is gonna be some yarn coming to the shop.
Ooh, this month now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh gosh. Okay. It is August. It is. So this doesn't look like much. It is just the collar at this point of a new cast on. This is another test knit because this is what I do.
Yes.
It's the beginnings of my dark academia sweater, which I'm hoping to get a couple things closer to finished and then put some quality time behind this one. It is a all over colorwork sweater. I'm literally at the point where my next row is colorwork. I had to tink back because my gauge was real bad. So yeah, but this is using Murky Depths yarn. This is the deep sock base.
We'll be having Murky Depths as a trunk show for the yarn trail, so definitely make a point to come check Murky Depths out. I know several of our customers have been raving over it, and her yarn is gorgeous. Yeah. Gorgeous, gorgeous.
It's kind of got a cool mix of different colors. Like there's some really saturated, moody tonal things and some lighter, brighter options too. So this is the colorway Wilkie as my first color. This is supposed to be a 2-color, all-over colorwork sweater, but I kind of fell in love with the idea of fading a few of her colors once I saw them. So my main color, quote unquote, is going to actually be 3 in a fade. So we've got, oh gosh, one of these is Silvery Moon and one of them is New Moon.
I feel like this was probably New Moon.
That's New Moon. This is Silvery Moon. So they're going to fade light to dark as I work down the sweater. And then I'll have French Roast, which is that really gorgeous brown, almost purpley over dye on top of it. But that'll be my color work.
Very nice.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I did cast on a new project. This is kind of a selfish knitting project because it's not yarn we sell in the store. Part of it I got traveling, part of it was gifted to me. But I've cast on the Ochre Moss by Andrea Mowry. And you start with the sleeves. Look at this, you guys. Beautiful texture. No, it's not slips. It's this color work. But beautiful texture. The yarn is actually all La Bien-Aimée. Like I said, it's not something we carry, but this is the Cory worsted and the Cory confetti. So the Cory confetti, which is very similar to Tweety, which that we are getting back in, by the way. Watch for that soon, probably for the yarn trail.
Yep.
Very similar to Cory confetti. Tweety is very similar to Cory confetti, or Cory confetti is similar to Tweety. I mean, tomato, I don't remember who had it first. And then this color is caramel for the solid color. Ochre Moss is a DK weights, like I said, all over stranded color work. It is a raglan, but it's done bottom up. So you do the sleeves first, and then you do the body, and then you connect it all and raglan it up. And then it has a kind of a tall mock turtleneck, but boat neck, so it's not, I don't like kind of sweaters, you know. Very technical term. And yeah, so I'm enjoying it. I love it. I would say a good alternative to this yarn, if you wanted to do it, would be to use the Tweety, for sure, from Hedgehog, and then pair it with Kelborn Woolen Scout. Would be a great
That's another
option.
good one for Scout.
Be a fantastic option. If you didn't want, as I'll say, rustic of a sweater, you could always do Estate DK or Croft DK from Red Stag Fiber, any of those. Okay, we are getting a little bit low on time, so let's go ahead and jump into, we already talked about it, but y'all didn't see it. The duo yarn from Sandnes Garn that we got in, and the 10 silk mohair. So we'll start with duo first. I figure we can have some colors.
There we go.
I'm throwing yarn
around the table.
Okay, so let's go with colors. This is the colorway Light Beige.
Nice. Neutral.
By the way, duo. It's what I used in my EZV, what Becky's using in her EZV.
Yes.
It is a 55-45 wool and cotton blend. So it's a great transitional piece. It's DK weight. Like I said, transitional garment, beach cover-ups. I actually crocheted a couple, I guess last year, a beach cover-up, which is really cute. You can use it for market bags. You can use it for sweaters like we just did. All that fun stuff.
Got blue jean, which is a nice denim.
I'll compare this one too. This is light petrol. This one's a bit more teal, but they are similar.
Yep. And this is gray. Nice, kind of medium, almost charcoal gray.
I'm going to show all the greens together because they're kind of similar. So this is Dusty Light Green. This is the lightest of all of them. The middle is called Dusty Moss Green. It's a touch more olive. And then this is Forest Green. So it's a little more blue based versus yellow based. So those are the three greens we have.
We'll go into some blues. This is Dusty Aqua. Very much kind of that aqua pale teal. And then Ice Blue, which more of a true blue tone.
This is discontinued as far as the colorway, so what we have is what we have. We do have a full sweaters quantity.
Yep.
I also have, this one's just called blue, but that's a nice kind of a royal blue. Really like that.
Okay. We've got curry and golden brown. Golden brown is more of like a true kind of a brown. This has that kind of rust, almost like sienna or clay tone to it. So good options there for neutrals.
And then powder rose. This is very similar to the warm brown that we haven't been able to get in yet.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a color to do like Becky's.
Yes. And then lastly, we've got ochre, which this is Sharon's sweater color. And then deep red, which is just a nice true red color.
Okay. Now moving on to the tin silk mohair.
It's floofed.
It's so floofy. I love it. So this is a great alternative to knitting for olive mohair. This is a 75% mohair, 28% silk, and I just covered up the percentage, 15% wool. The nice thing about the wool being added to it is it helps lock in the mohair, and it is not as, I'll say, frizzy, flying away, when like you can rub it and you're not getting mohair stuck to your hand, which is really nice. A lot of mohair sheds, and this sheds a lot less. I'm not saying it doesn't shed, because it's gonna shed,
yeah,
but it sheds less. So if you're kind of sensitive to that, this would be a great option. Deep marine, a nice dark navy. Also, you get a pretty good yardage in this. This is 212 meters, so about 230, 240.
I think it's like almost 240
yeah.
yards.
So pretty good.
Deep wine red.
Really nice. Sticking with the blues. Love this one. This is Jolly Blue. Such a bright, happy blue. It's like Ching Fiber Hero. Very similar.
Yep. We've got golden brown. We'll put that next to burnt sugar. Just happy golden browns.
Then this is light blue.
This is orange. Very vibrant.
There's the greens. Then we've got shocking pink, which is a nice bright bubblegum pink.
Light gray. Actually had somebody just pick up a couple skeins of this to use for the lace sections in a lace and fade boxy.
Oh, that's going to be so good. I also really love this color. This is Peach Blossom. It really morphs and goes with a whole lot of colors, whether you're going with coral, like nude pinks, oranges. It really fades nicely.
So good.
Or just goes with lots of different colors.
This is light chinos green. It's ever so slightly a green color, but kind of, again, it kind of morphs. So if you put it next to a yellow, you get more of that yellowy color to it. But on its own, it's also pretty close to a neutral. So.
This is Rust. Love that. Just classic Rust.
This is olive green. A good true olive color.
This is dark brown. I wouldn't call this a dark brown. This is more like a nice medium teddy bear brown, in my opinion. But good color combo or choice.
This is dusty olive green. I'm just going to put it next to the olive. It reads kind of almost as a gray.
But it's not totally gray.
Yeah. So a neat color. We do have a dusty olive green, I believe, on this Sunday, and holding those together would be really nice.
Really nice.
You'd get more of that green to come through, I think.
Yeah. This is steel gray, so this is darker than the light gray. Like a medium, dark medium kind of color. I don't think we showed that one. I didn't. I know that.
Okay, I did not. This is light crocus.
That's
really good.
Pretty.
Really good light purple.
Yeah. We didn't really have any mohair that color. Nobody has done a mohair that color, and that's really, really good. Let's see. And last but not least, this is light acorn. So this isn't the full palette of mohair. We are still waiting on a couple more that were back ordered, but they should be arriving this week. I think the rest of the blues are coming in, and the browns and grays. I think black is still back ordered, but we have black on Biche and Bouche, and it's, you know, black. Black is black. Love this. Anywho, tin silk mohair added to the website. It's a great mohair alternative. It is obviously going to be $12.50 for ball. So it is going to be less expensive than obviously hand-dyed mohair. It's even a little bit less expensive than the Shibui silk. Gosh, I can't think of the name. Cloud. Silk Cloud. So if you are looking for a little bit less expensive alternative, this is definitely a great option for you. It has a lot less silk content, so that's the reason the price is lower. I think that is about it.
Yeah.
We're honestly should be opening like right about now. So we're going to wrap it up and we will chat with you next time. We're going to have some more yarns to show you guys next time too. So stay tuned for that. And happy knitting and crafting, crocheting and weaving and all the things.
Yep.
Have a great day, guys.
Bye.